Winter's closing in on us pretty fast, and that means we'll need to shut things down soon. The experiments we've done this year have given us unbelievable data that suggests we may have identified where some of the crazy phenomena that we encounter on Skinwalker Ranch is coming from. A giant bubble-like anomaly that covers a huge area of the ranch, including both the Triangle and the Mesa drill site. So today, for one of our last experiments of the year, teams from Red Devil Pyro and a high-speed photography company called Flug are here to help us see if these UAPs might be coming from the bubble.
Guys, good to see you back. Good to be back again. This time I brought my son, James Duvall. He's the #2 at Red Devil Pyro.
Okay, well, so we also have going to film what you guys are doing, a team from Flug.
Yeah.
So the idea is we want to look at the bubble boundary. We've seen it affect almost everything you can imagine, even objects like rockets, drones, smoke, but we've also had it affect GPS, microwaves, radio frequency, and the boundary even seems to act like a force field, stopping our instruments from going through it.
Crazy.
We have posts set out to mark the circumference of this bubble. So what we'd like to do today is you guys set off a fireball in the bubble boundary on the west end of the property. The explosions the Red Devil team plans to set off on the western bubble boundary will send massive amounts of energy into the bubble. And they're designed to create perfectly formed smoke rings that should rise up through that boundary to about 50 feet high. What we'll be looking for is any kind of reaction the rings might have with the boundary and if the massive energy blasts trigger UAPs to appear. Let me show you what we got in mind here, fellas. So here are the posts we were talking about, and I'm thinking this is a perfect spot for the fuel mine.
Okay.
To produce the smoke rings, the Red Devil team will ignite 25-gallon fuel mines that are going to make huge explosions right in the bubble boundary. So if it's true that making contact with the bubble causes UAPs to appear, blasting the hell out of it is a great way to test our hypothesis. All right, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That ring's perfect, though.
That's pretty well formed.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready?
Ready. Yeah.
Detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, that was hot. That one didn't make a good ring at all. Look at that. Is something blocking it from making another perfect ring? Was that because of the bubble? Maybe it just got activated.
Now it's kind of forming.
Why didn't it take shape right away? Isn't that weird? This doesn't make any sense. The first explosion made a perfect smoke ring where we previously documented the bubble boundary. And just a minute later, the next one created a messed up smoke formation that didn't start making a circular shape until it got further up in the air. And there's absolutely no wind out here today. It should have been exactly the same. Maybe the first blast turned the bubble on, and now that it's awake, it's starting to affect the smoke rings. The sun's sinking quick, so we ought to call Eric and let's just wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hey there.
Do we have any of the data from those guys yet?
Yeah, let me bring some of that up. This is just really spectacular. This shows how it looks when we stitch the different angles from those 36 cameras together. It gives us a really cool, almost 3D perspective.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Now, this is from one of the smoke rings. It failed to form. I want to see if we can figure out why. Do you guys see anything?
Yeah, there's something. Look over there in the distance.
In the bottom, in the
look
bottom.
right there.
Here, yeah.
So, can you zoom in on it?
So we've got something here.
Looks like a spaceship from sci-fi, man. But look, I don't know what that is. Well, it's not a bug, because it's too far away.
Right. So here is the very first instance of this. It's off on the edge. Now, I'm just gonna frame advance, go to the next one.
Looks pretty much the same in every dead-gum one, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
It looks like the shape of that thing that we saw before.
Yeah.
The fact that this one looks like that cylindrical UAP that Cameron saw during our Doppler experiment is really interesting.
That is interesting.
Thomas is absolutely right that this UAP looks eerily similar to the one that appeared 1 week ago after we dropped several metal bottles from Cameron's helicopter that seemed to bounce off the bubble. So, did this experiment prove that when we hit the bubble boundary with objects or explosions, it can cause UAPs to show up? If so, where are they coming from? Tonight, we're going to hit the inside of the bubble with a combination of both smoke and lasers to see what we might be able to uncover. We're hoping that blasting that area with more energy than ever will lead to more UAP activity than ever. This is our last chance this year to figure out what's really going on in the center of the bubble. So hopefully tonight, we'll get some answers.
You'll put all the lasers 10 feet apart.
All right, we got a lot of work to do to get set up for the night. Along with detonating a series of fuel mines to create massive explosions and smoke rings, New Salt Laser will arrange their 8 laser cannons to shoot light beams vertically all the way up through the center of the bubble. We'll be watching for any strange formations in both the smoke and lasers that could indicate that they're being affected by the blob, as well as the much higher electromagnetic zone. Lasers are on. All right, Eric, are you ready?
Copy that. I've got eyes on the action.
All right, here we go with the detonation. First small detonation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
It's like a shotgun going on.
Look at it through the beams.
Wow, that was awesome.
There's a smoke ring forming. It's not really forming good.
That one's having a hard time forming.
Eric? It started out good, but then it fell apart. It's as if it hit the blob and it stopped the smoke ring from forming.
Yeah, copy that.
The smoke ring was oblong and warped instead of the perfect circle it was supposed to be. So, was it the blob that stopped the smoke ring from forming? Well, let's move on to one of the bigger mines.
Okay, good to go.
This one's gonna be bright. All right, Eric, here we go with the next detonation. It's gonna be a big one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow!
Oh my
Wow!
God.
That one's gonna make a ring, I think.
Still on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, that ring is not forming for that being so big.
It's not forming.
Travis? That detonation went off with a very interesting symmetry. What'd you see on the ground?
It never formed a ring, but it was very asymmetric from our perspective.
Copy that.
Okay, lasers is up. Everything's in position. We're gonna go with the fuel mine in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, look how bright it makes things.
Definitely seeing a little bit more of a ring on this one, but it's still not really forming.
Caleb, I can confirm.
Oh, there it is. You see it? Yeah. Something strange in the FLIR. There's just spots on the mesa.
Yeah, what is that?
There you go. Right across the middle, heating up. Why would we have rocks heating up like that?
That's weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can see everything else is nominal around the mesa. Why is that heating up under these conditions? We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dude!
Trying to form.
Yeah, it's not really forming. It's just a big old blob of smoke at this point.
Guys, that detonation appeared to create a couple of rings.
It appeared that we almost had
That figure 8 that we saw before.
Man, we really went out with a bang in our investigation this year. We've still got tons of data to go through. So I'd say let's pack up and call it an evening. What do you think?
I'm ready
Great.
for it.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
Great work, everybody.